Om Gama Ganeshaya Nama. Today we will try to understand the D2 chart, this Uma Shambhu Hora chart, and basically it is the delineation of the second house. In Varga scheme, it has got an equal weightage as per as the Vaikana chart. So it is one of the important chart in Vedic astrology. So we will try to understand the second house as well as the D2, how to see both the charts in tangent and understand about the Jatak in deeper sense. The Uma Shambhu Hora, the D2, is basically Varga 2. It is basically of the second house and the second lord. Now, what is BPHS is saying is the second house, it denotes wealth, fame, eye, and speech. In Savat Chintamani, few other parameters are also mentioned, which I want to highlight here. Second house also give us the information about those who are dependent on the native, about that, the face, mouth, speech, right eye, accumulated wealth, education, eating. This education can be parampara also, the education from your house, from your home. The family education, the education at your house. Eating, servants, friends, these are all understood from the D2 chart. So basically, the Hora chart reveals the following, which we will try to understand from the chart. Wealth, self-drive, nature of the native, speech and looks, comfort and inheritance, the balance on female and male energy, Ida and Pingala, the Ardhanarishvara. The Uma Shambhu Hora is the most important chart for understanding the distribution of the male and the female energy, the prana vayu of an individual, and it is also the second lord. So, since it is a second lord, it is the most deadliest maraka. So, this actually can kill Sajatak. So, the second house, the delineation of second lord, is very important to understand symbolically also. If a person is born in a family where he has to struggle a lot during his younger days, or he has got no support in the younger days, then obviously the life of the Jatak becomes very tough. The second lord is also the house of food, intake of food. So any, and also oxygen. So any, like, these thoughts, the disease and everything, it actually enters from your mouth. So the second house is also the delineation of the dreadful Maraka house and the balance of the Purush and Prakriti of an male individual, of an any individual. So what is a rule? The rule is the first 15 degree of a male sign falls in a Leo ascendant. There are only two ascendants, Leo and Cancer. Male is Leo, which is Shankara, and female is Uma, which is Cancer. The first 15 degree of the male sign falls in a Leo ascendant, which is Shankara, male Hora. The deity is Ishvara or God. So it signifies the blessing of gods through which you have come. So it is the God blessing through which the person has taken birth. So this actually denotes the self-made skill. So when sun is there in the second house, there is fight, there is there is this the everything needs to be done by the person himself. So it is a self-made capability which can be understood if all the planets are placed well in the D2 chart. So it is the deity is God. Similarly, the first 15 degree of a female sign fall in a moon hora, which is Uma, the female energy, the nourishment. So basically, it also shows that he will get nourishment if the first 15 degree comes, in the and the D2 falls in the moon hora. So the deity is Pitris, ancestors. Through the ancestor blessing, this Jatak has born, and usually this means a comfortable life. They will have everything in their life, they will have the support of the ancestors, house, food, and everything. So, what we understand, the first 15 degree of a male sign, whichever is a sign, it falls in the male hora, which is Leo, and the balance 15 degree falls in the female sign. And the first 15 degree of a female sign fall in the female hora, which is moon hora, and the balance falls in the sun hora, which is Leo. The third sutram says a male planet in male Hora, Leo, is considered good, as the energy of a male energy in a male Hora will be good. So it is mentioned that a male planet in male Hora, which is Leo, is considered good. A female planet is considered good in a female Hora. Further, if a male planet is in a male sign in Rashi, that means in D1 chart, if a planet like Sun, if it is in a male odd Rashi, as well as it's in the Leo Amsha, in the Hora chart, D2 chart, the result will be pronounced. Similarly, for the female, if a female planet is placed in a female Rashi and in the moon Hora, so this also signifies the feminine component will be pronounced. So in that way, we also have to understand the chart. Now, I have tried to show you one example. This is an example. This is a chart of a Jatak, and this is a D2 chart. Now, I've copied it from the Jagannath Hora. It's not come properly. So this is a chart, the D1 chart, and this is a D2 chart. As you can see, the D2 chart, the Hora rising is basically Cancer, which is a female Hora. So which signifies that this person will be basically like having the blessings of the ancestor and life will be comfortable. So first of all, let us see what is a Hora. So it's a moon Hora, and this is a sun Hora. The female planets like Moon, Venus are there in this particular Moon, Venus are there. Mercury and Saturn are unit planet. They can be good in any of the Hora. Mars is a male planet. Jupiter is a male planet. So all these two male planets are also here in this particular Moon Hora, female energy Hora. And Sun along with Rahu and Ketu is there in the Sun Hora. So this is what we can see. So what we have to do is, you see, this is a Hora calculation Rashi where I have mentioned the planet Nen in the first column. The second lord is Venus. It is marked in green, which is a female planet. The degrees are mentioned here. The Rashis, whichever Rashis it has fallen, that is also mentioned here. Like, for example, the Lagna is Virgo. As you can see, the Lagna is Virgo. So basically, it is a female Rashi. Even Rashis are female Rashi, or Rashis are male Rashi. So we can see the Lagna is a female Rashi and it has fallen in Moon Hora. You can see it is fallen in Moon Hora. So the dignity is basically female, female, female. Okay. Let us take an example of the Mercury. So Mercury is basically an unit planet. In the Lagna chart, it has fallen in Scorpio, which is a female Rashi. And here also in the Moon Hora, it has fallen. So basically, it is female and female. So it is like, that there is the result of the Lagna will be pronounced, what we can see. Now, if we see the moon is a female planet, but in the Rashi, it has fallen in a male, the sign, which moon is in Sagittarius. But in the Hora, it is in the moon Hora. So it is male and female. So moon will have both the male and the female component. But the Lagna and the Lagna Lord are all female, female. As we can see, even the Saturn is also female, female. We can see these are the result. These are the results of these planets which will be pronounced. By this, what I mean is, if you see in the Rashi chart, there are 7 planets which has fallen in the female signs, and the male sign there are 2 planets which are falling. And in the Hora, there are 6 planets in the female Hora and 3 planets in the male Hora. You can see from here, see all the planets like Jupiter and Saturn has fallen in Virgo, Sun and Mercury has fallen in Scorpio, Ketu and Rahu has fallen in this like the even Rashis as well. So we can see from all the corners, all the planets are basically placed in the maximum planets are placed in the female corners. So what we see is that predominantly the female energy Uma is active in the chart. This Jatak, if you want to understand about this Jatak, the predominantly the female energy Uma is active in the chart. So what does it mean? Let us understand 3 sutrams. The answer will be clear. What we are trying to understand. The moon. The hora of the moon and the falling of an even sign in the ascendant makes a native acquire wealth and money by putting less efforts. So the hora of moon and falling of even sign in the ascendant. So that means if the ascendant is even sign and the hora is also moon, then the native acquires wealth and money by putting less efforts, which symbolically makes means that money will be not a problem. It will come easily to the jatak. So here we see the ascendant of the jatak is in moon hora and female Rashi in D1 as it is Virgo in D1, as it is Virgo in D1 and it is Moon Hora. So both are female pronounced. So ascendant of the Jatak is in Moon Hora and female Rashi in D1, showing money will come to him easily and he will earn without much efforts. He is financially blessed by ancestor. See, the reason also is because you see the second house has got Venus in the Mool Trikona sign. So that means from all the corner we can certify that not only in the D1 chart it is showing Venus, which is there, which is a karaka of material wealth. It is there very much present in the second house, as well as the ascendant and the moon hora has also risen, certifying that this guy, this person will be financially well off. So he is destined for that. That what is coming out. The second sutram says, if benefic are placed, Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, and strong moon in the moon hora, the native will be handsome, attractive, popular among women, magnetic personality, good conversation style. This is what is BPHS is saying. So that means if benefics are placed in the moon hora, then he will be popular among women, magnetic personality, good looking, good speech. So here what is happening is the Jatak has Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, and moon in moon hora only. You see, the Jatak has got in the moon hora, moon, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury, all in the moon hora. All the benefic planets are in the moon hora. This certify that this guy, this gentleman, will be very good looking, very popular among women or in the circle, magnetic personality, good conversation style. That also we can certify. As well as we see in the second house, Venus is there, the planet of beauty in the second house. So again, it's recertifying that this person will be good looking, good speech, and this very popular among the circle. So like that. So we understand the wealth as well as the looks as well as the conversation of this gentleman. The third one, if natural malefic planets are in the even sign in Lagna chart and are located in Hora of Moon, he will be leading a life of comforts, noble, beautiful, happy, pleasant speech. This is Hora Makant. So Jatak, it is saying that if natural malefics are also in the even sign, it actually enables the Jatak to lead a life of like comfort and because evil sign are getting the nourishment of the moon hora, so he will be leading a life of comforts, beautiful, happy, and will have a pleasant speech. So this jatak has got Mars and Saturn in moon hora, which is 50% because sun is there in the sun hora also, which is good because sun in the sun hora, moon in the moon hora, so the balancing is there. So he will be leading a life of comforts, noble, beautiful, happy, and pleasant speech that we see. About the Sun Hora, although the Jatak Sun Hora has not come into the picture, but still understanding the Sun Hora, if the Sun Hora would have come, the Hora of Sun, odd sign in the ascendant, just like the moon sign and the even Rashi in the ascendant makes a native earn wealth with ease. Here, the native will earn with his own efforts. So he will get success in politics, courageous, wrathful. So that means if the sign is Hora, the Hora is Sun, and the ascendant is odd, so that makes the person earns by his own efforts. So here it is not applicable for this Jatak because this Jatak is actually blessed by the ancestors, P3. Person born in Sun Hora will be truthful, believer of God, enjoy self-earned wealth, longevity, enjoy the pleasure of kingship. He will have son and grandson and shall live long life, which is also not happening here in this case of the Jatak. The last sutrams of the Sun Hor, this D2 chart, is if natural malefics are placed in the odd sign in the Lagna chart and located in the Hora of Sun, he will be renowned. So, which again shows a compatibility. If the natural malefics like Saturn, Mars, Sun, they are placed in the odd sign, and in the Hora chart they are placed in the Sun Hora, then it shows that the person will be renowned because he will have the fighting spirit. He will be renowned, powerful. The male energy will be very high, powerful, and valor. It's very, very courageous. So this is also not coming as per the Jatak because we see that this Jatak, the moon, the particularly the moon, the nourishment component is higher. So this guy, this person will be more inclined, like a nourishment kind of a thing. He will be more nourishing mentality person. Now let us understand few other thing also about the fooding habit of the Jatak. So as we see, since Venus is in Libra, so we see Venus is in Libra, and in Moon Hora. So Venus is in Libra in Moon Hora, and the Moon, which is a Karaka of food, is also in the Moon Hora. So you see, Venus is a female planet which is in Moon Hora. Moon is also in Moon Hora, and Moon is also the Karaka of food, which means that this gentleman will never have or had any problem in having food on plate. So he will be blessed with foods. He had never got any issues with food in terms of, bringing the food on the plate. And rather, he will never have any problem in, having food in the future as well because he's having this promise. So the native actually enjoys the food in comfort. So this is the fooding habit, what we understand. Second, Venus is in Mole Trikona. As we see, Venus is in Mole Trikona. This one is in male Mole Trikona. Venus is a Rajasic planet. As we know, Venus is a Rajasic planet. So, so Venus is so taste like lemon, tamarind, grapefruit, food high on citric acid. So these are the food the Jatak can like, the juices the Jatak can like. Even Venus is mango, so he can like mango. Now, as far as the Navamsha, Venus has fallen in the Nara Navamsha, which is a practical Navamsha. So, which is so he can have high taste sense, which is influenced by modern cuisines. He's a practical eater. He's adjustable with food. He will not make any finicky about the food. He will be adjustable with the food because he's a practical eater. Whatever his health needs, he will eat that. He will not go overboard. So that is what it is coming up from this fooding habit, which we understand from the Jatak. Now, since second house, there is a sutrams. If second house has got Jupiter or Venus, then the Jatak eat fast. Right here we see the second house has got Venus, so which means the Jatak can have a habit of eating fast. He can finish up his food very fast. That can be an habit. So these are the three sutrams based on which we understand the fooding habit of this gentleman. Now, in the Drekkana chart, this Venus has fallen in the Maharishi Agastya Drekkan. So, which is a embodiment of discipline, strong digestion, strong eyesight, charitable nature. So, as we see that Venus has fallen in the Moon Hora, which is anyway the charitable, the emotional quotient is higher. So, basically, is also certified that he will be very disciplined. So, second house is discipline means he would have got a disciplined childhood and strong digestive system. He must have, and he can have a strong eyesight. Venus is a karaka of vision, so he can have a strong eyesight. He can be charitable in nature, as it is in the moon hora. So he will be charitable also. He can do charity of food in the temples and all. That can be his way of doing some service to the society. So that also we can understand from this chart. As Venus is the karaka of a home, house, like with Mars is the karaka of assets, land. Venus is also the karaka of vehicle, home, a beautiful home. So it shows, as Venus is there in the second house, it shows that he had a beautiful house and he can also purchase a beautiful house. So basically, the house promise is also what we can see from this Jatak. As Venus is in the second house, he can also purchase a beautiful house. So it ascertained that the native always had the bhagya of having a beautiful home. So this is basically home, and this is basically house. So he is always placed with a beautiful home, and he could have also purchased a beautiful house. These are the prediction which are coming out based on the placement of the D2 charts. Now, carefully, if you see the chart, I'm going back to the chart. You see, Venus is also the ninth lord. Okay, and it is there in the second house. So this means this is the Karaka of Guru or father, Venus. So this also gives some messages which I'm trying to explain. As Venus is a ninth lord, hence he will inherit from father. Why he will inherit from father or Guru? Why? Because so what we see is that Venus is a ninth lord. So he will inherit from father because Venus is a karaka of money also. And it is there in the second house. So, and it is also the ninth lord. So father money is there in the second house. So basically he will inherit from father. He can speak like father because second house is a speaking house. He can speak like his father. He can eat like his father. He can have talent of singing or cultural association with Indian classical music, as Venus is a planet of classical music. He can have good eyesight, as Venus is a karaka of vision. Father can also be highly knowledgeable, as Venus is high knowledge. And also, it is a ninth lord of high knowledge. So, he will be lucky to have higher studies by father or parents. And since Venus is also finance, so for his education, he got good education without any financial stress. So that also we can understand from this particular placement. So always has got the support from the parents or the vision from the parents for higher education from his guru. So that is what is also coming up from the placement of D2 chart Venus. Okay. Now the last part is basically about the balance of male and female energy. We have to remember that the second lord is also the Maraka lord, and it is the mouth through which all the, like, and the thoughts and the food, these are the senses which actually, all are, this related to the disease, which we finally end up with, and we perishes. So what I mean by this is, if you see, so there are many person who are very feminine and there are many person who are very masculine. So how to understand it and what is the imbalance can create, that we are trying to understand here. It's Ida and Pingala, the balance of male and female energy. So the balance of Purusha, which is Pingala, and Prakriti, which is Ida, is basically estrogen and testosterone. Testosterone is a Purusha and estrogen is a Prakriti. So according to Shiv Swaradaya, there is no knowledge superior to Swar. Understanding your own Swar, your own breathing, there is no superior knowledge as far as Shiv Swaradaya. No secret matter superior to Swar. No wealth is superior to Swar. There has been neither heard nor not seen anything more confidential, more valuable, more knowledgeable than the knowledge of Swar. So that is what Shiva Swaradaya is saying. Once you understand your own Swar, you have the control. Now, technically, what does it mean? Let us understand. Ida Nadi is left breathing. So when you breathe from your left nostril, it is the Ida Nadi is active. It is a comfort feeling. And Pingalanari is a right breathing, which is a hot breathing, which comes out from your right nostrils. So continuously this pass throughout the day and night. Like every 15 minutes, you will, if you notice, you will understand that the breathing cycle is changing. So this is what we are understanding. Idanari and Pingalanari continuously pass through day and night. So that means the cold and the hot, both are we are breathing, that is signified by the Purusha, which is Pingala, and the Prakriti, which is by Ida. So what is the thing is why it is important, because you see you need to understand this particular one cycle of breathing, inhaling and exhaling, is called prana. The Maharishis has said that one inhale of one person generally inhales 8 angulas. Angulas is like, the marking in your finger, like the from your bottom of your finger to the first finger, like the first marking. So one, in Bengali we say kor. One inhales, a person inhales basically 8 angulas of breathe, and but exhales 12 angulas of breathe. That means we breathe 8 angulas, which is the, the distance of that breathe enters inside us. But when we exhale, it actually we exhale more than that, which is 12 angulas. So that is going out. So what does it mean is, so with every breathing, we are losing 4 angulas of breathing of prana vayu. So every breathing we are losing since our birth, we are losing 4 angulas of breathing of prana vayu. As the year goes by, so with years we decay and we become old and finally we die. This is the reason why we decay because the prana vayu is coming to cease. We become old and we die. This is how we actually age, and this is how the death also comes. Now, by pranayama, one can regulate the duration of the exhale and inhale by making them equal in time. So basically, if you can equal both the breathing and exhaling equal in time, then you can basically prolong your life by like maintaining the balance of the time of the exhale and inhale. So illness of any kind, whether it's food or through thoughts, is because of the irregularity of the breathing. So in that way, the jatak can actually Ensign is inside Swara and he can have a long life. Tackle the Maraka planet of second house. So, what is my observation is in the Ida Nadi, there are 6 planets, which is a female planet, female Hora. And the Pingala, there are 3 planets, is Shankara. So, Ida and Pingala represents also the duality of us. Here, Ida is prominent. In this case, this Jatak has got Ida prominent. As you can see, all the planets are basically in the Ida. So, Ida is prominent. So ERA means comfort, cooling effect. It brings easy flow of resources, sustenance, money, emotion, and nature, attachments, inability to. But basically, what I mean to say is when you have all the parameters which is showing that it is all of comforts, which ensure that you will have a comfortable life. So it brings everything like that. But it also brings attachments. It also brings the inability to let go. It also makes a person passively temperament. He needs someone to motivate him for doing or taking some major steps in his life. It is mainly the nurturing personality. So that is what we can see. The Ida Nadi, the nourishing, the attachment parameters of this Jatak is very, very high. Letting go is very tough for this particular combination. Now, because of this imbalance of the Nadi, the Jatak will be attached to samsara. As second house is there, having Venus, who is the ninth lord. So, the higher knowledge will be coming from the samsara. So, the Jatak will be attached to samsara. Attachment is very tough to go by. Jatak needs to remember that Venus is a Jatak Bhagya lord, which is ninth lord. Ninth lord. As well as the Jatak second lord is also Venus. So, it is a Bhagya lord as well as the Maraka lord. So, if the Jatak focus in the higher education, about self awareness, about knowledge about his higher self, then this will bring him luck because it is a ninth lord. But if he's more attached to the materialism and food and all the mundane things, then maybe it can create the maraka as well. It can end up as a maraka as well. So it is up to the jatak how you utilize his luck or his maraka. Both are Venus. So the Jatak is advised to take a deep conscious journey of more self-study and awareness. That is how we can actually balance the Ida and the Pingala. The Pingala needs the some enhancement in this particular chart. So this is all about the D2 analysis. In this way, you can understand about the wealth, about the speech, about the looks, about the fooding habits, about the charity, about the male and the female energy of a person, which is very important, and it shows the blessings of the god or the pitris which we bring in this life. A male person will be self-made, or he will be having the support of the family. That also we can understand. I hope you have liked my video. If you have any question, kindly put it in the comment box. Thank you so much.